So, this year has been quite a roller coaster when it comes to our homeschool curriculum and our homeschool experience. We have had a lot of things that have worked beautifully in this crazy up and down season, and we've had a lot of things that have just could not withstand the constant up and down of our life. And so wanted to sit down and discuss with you a couple of those things. And so our year-end review, what worked for us and what didn't. I guess we can start with a positive. Our Sunlight Level 3 reading list worked beautifully for us this year. My daughter read over, 13 books this year, and has truly discovered this love of learning. She was, I wouldn't say a reluctant reader as much as she wasn't as obsessed with books as my oldest has been. I mean, she'll read it if I tell her, but it's not like her favorite thing to do. Now you'll find her with a book in her hand, and you'll find her books all around her bed. Like, Sunlight has really opened her eyes to just so many beautiful books out there, and she loves reading now. She truly loves reading for enjoyment and not just for school. So that was a huge win in our homeschool this year. Now, what didn't work? Sunlight History did not work for us this year, and not because it's not an amazing curriculum, not because it is not rich in nature, but purely because it is so rich. It is not open and go, and so it required a lot of me reading and a lot of our time, and I didn't have it. With me going back to work and with me being so sick and stuff like that, I couldn't keep up with the schedule of Sunlight. And so it honestly, we completed maybe 3 to 4 solid months of it before we just had to call it a quits as a whole. So definitely not a win for us. Science, unfortunately, was another fail for us. We were planning on completing science through My Father's World, and we didn't even start My Father's World because life just got so crazy. And so that did not turn out well. We have just started doing Answers in Genesis, I believe is what it's called. I'll put a B-roll of it. So we just started to do that, and that we are loving. It's simple, it's quick, we answer questions, we can dive deeper into what we want to dive deeper into, and the kids are getting such a great knowledge of plants, which is coming at a beautiful time with spring coming. And so, or with spring here. Definitely loving Answers in Genesis so far. We plan on doing it over the summer, or continuing it over the summer. But we just recently started doing science this consistently. So it's like a fail win. Our Fix It grammar was such a huge win for us this year. I mean, the flexibility of it, the fact that my son was able to continue with his grammar no matter what life threw at us. The one sentence a day, the still being able to learn and practice. IEW Fix It Grammar, guys, I can't say enough good stuff about it. It was definitely one of those that, if you're a working homeschooling mom looking for a way to get grammar in that is rich and good and just simple for your kiddos. I love the way that Fix It Grammar approaches grammar, or I love the way that IW approaches grammar with Fix It Grammar, and I just 110% recommend it. So that was definitely a win for us this year. Christian Light Education Kindergarten 1 and Kindergarten 2 curriculum was perfect for this season of life. It was simple. It was, especially kindergarten 1, it was the perfect slow introduction into kindergarten. It is so like easy to parrot what is in the teacher's manual to the child and have the child complete it inside of their light unit, that daddy could take over, sitters could take over. It was such a good way to do kindergarten, and it was actually my first experience with kindergarten for Christian Light Education, and I loved it. Like, we absolutely loved it and enjoyed it. That was a good one, and it's solid, so that was a good one. Now, IEW PALS writing worked wonderfully for us. It worked amazingly well for us, and we're still using it. But the reading it seems to be a solid reading program. I love the game-based idea when it comes to reading and keeping it fun, and my kiddo loved it. The issue really came with me. I was the problem with the PALS reading program. It teaches reading in a way that I've never taught reading before. And so I lacked a lot of confidence when it came to the way that it teaches reading. So because I wasn't confident in it, it made the teaching very difficult for me. And so it wasn't that my son wasn't able to do it. It wasn't that it was a bad program. It just didn't work well with the way that I'm accustomed to, the way that I learned reading and the way that I'm accustomed to teaching reading. It seemed to be very sight word focused rather than CVC words focused. And so that was really, really difficult for me. But it is a wonderful, wonderful, fun program. I'm just super stubborn and stuck in my ways when it comes to reading. But my friend Katie over at Life in the Mundane, she's using it and it's working beautifully for her. So I'm going to definitely link a couple of her PALS videos that she has if you're interested in that curriculum. Like I said, I love the writing. The writing portion of it worked perfect. Like it's gentle, it makes sense. It really does a good job at teaching letter formation and story sequencing and journal writing. I love the writing. I love all aspects of the writing. But yeah, so like I said, I'll definitely link her PALS reading stuff in the description if you want to check that stuff out. Now, math. Christian Light Education was our main math curriculum this year. If you're new, I do 2 different maths, but Christian Light Education was our main math, and we loved it. It is spiral in its approach. I've done several videos on Christian Light Education's math. If you'd like to check them out, I will link them in the description. It, as usual, spot on. Did amazingly well at teaching math concepts. I'm a math person, and Christian Light Education is very similar to the way that I was taught math, and it just worked. It just really, really worked for us and our family. Now, my youngest, he did mathematical reasoning beginning 2. He had done mathematical reasoning beginning 1, and we did beginning 2, and now he is starting CLE, Christian Light Education 1, and it was just a seamless transition. So I definitely recommend the Critical Thinking Company beginning 1 and beginning 2 for the younger years, and then the transition was perfect. The second math that we do is we do teaching textbooks. Teaching textbooks has been amazing, just absolutely amazing. It grades It grades the math for them. It's perfect for working moms. So I utilize that a lot at the beginning of me going to work, and the kids love it. It's fun. It's engaging. It's interactive. Yeah, so I definitely, either one of those, I feel like you can't go wrong. So we had a good math year for sure. Our supplements, our independent work, Wordly Wise, Explode the Code, what else? We did skill sharpeners, those types of things. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed those independent works. Those things are like what sustained us. Those things are what made school happen when all else hit the ceiling, when it was just so tough to get things done, when I was pretty much a shell of myself. Those are the things that they're able to do independently. They're still learning. The things are rich and not just busy work, but just really excellent quality, good learning things. By far, I do not regret having them do any of those things as independent work. We're not going to be doing as much independent work next year, which is a little scary, but those were a good idea. So for Bible, we did Who is God with Apologia, Volume 1, and so good. So good. It really brought a deeper depth into our homeschool, engaging, creating a lot of discussion, truly whenever we did do it, because there were moments in time where we just couldn't because it needs to be read. It really sparked questions and made us think. It made us think, and I loved it. I loved that aspect of our homeschool, that curling up, that reading from that book and just sparking questions like, like, Mom, is God all powerful? Is he more powerful than this? Or why did he do this? Why did he do that? Why do people believe these certain things? And it really is the reason why I homeschool. It is the reason why I do it, so that we know what we believe and why we believe it. I don't know why I'm crying, but we know what we believed and why we believed it, why we believe it. I learned a lot, y'all. I learned a lot. They learned a lot. And we're growing and learning about God together. And it was just good. We were leaving this year with a deeper love and understanding of our faith. And it has a lot to do with that curriculum. So that was a win. Thank you so much for watching my year-end review. If you haven't seen what we're doing for the kiddos coming up next year, check out my curriculum picks video. I hope this was helpful. I hope this helped you when it comes to making decisions as to what you're going to do with your little ones for next year. And I guess at the end of the day, I can say that this year was not a fail. Sorry, there's police or something happening. Wow, just trying to end the video. Anyways, I'm gonna push through. This year was not a fail, but it was quite a learning experience and quite a growth opportunity. And when I sit here and do these videos, I realize I'm a little hard on myself. Like, we did good, we did a lot, we learned a lot, and we grew a lot, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to thank God for all the growth that was had this year, and thank God for the beautiful baby that we had this year, and look forward to next year with excitement and anticipation. So anyways, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time. Bye, y'all.